transfer news on your way. Arsenal transfer news, Chelsea transfer news, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Come to think of it, what is happening with Greenwood? Greenwood is actually, hey, on his way out of United finally, and it will bust your mind what United are doing right now. And Jadon Sancho seem not to be agreeing with the coach, and right now it looks like they are going to be parting ways from each other. Chelsea have just completed signing of a young player, and the intention is to send him to Strasbourg. Arsenal are interested with Raphinha of Barcelona. Barcelona wants Nico Williams, and if they want Nico Williams, they need to create a space for that. United still interested and delight. It looks like it's going to be happening because the player agent have spoken. I have with me Sami, Eddie, and Ima, and we will be taking you through updates of the transfer news. And if you just join us and you are new, hit the subscription button. Your opinions are highly welcome. Eddie, it looks like United are really, really, really getting into the market and is going so fast. Eric Ten Hag, who looks like he wasn't going to sign the deal for Manchester United, have come on board, and now it looks like he is interested in Delight. What do you think about that deal? Because I heard Bayern fans were petitioning against the deal, but today the agent have spoken. He is giving priority to only Manchester United, and the player should understand that.
Let's consider it a done deal for Manchester United because the player has already showed interest and the agent has already showed interest as well. But Bayern have also bid for, I think, 42 for the player, and United is also going to pay such amount to get the like. Although the fans of Bayern have signed a petition that they need a player, but since Bayern want to probably get him out, I think everything is done. Everything is done. Yeah.
Rafinha's
Yeah.
situation with Arsenal. What do you think of that? Because I thought it was Jules Koundé you were linked with, and right now it looks like Arsenal is leaning their strength on Rafinha right now.
Arsenal is just going back to a player they missed out about 2 seasons ago, and it's not something surprising. Looking at Rafinha moving from Leeds United to Barcelona, he had a great potential, but things haven't worked quite well for him with the Barcelona team. So maybe he would like to come back to the Premier League and continue his career over there. And with Arsenal pushing, looking at Barcelona's wage bill, they have to also push out players to accommodate the signing of Nico Williams. So I think selling Raphinha to Arsenal wouldn't be a big deal. But it depends on the player too. If he wants to make the move, then I think it will be a great addition to the Arsenal team. Coming in as maybe a backup, or maybe he can even play as a 10.
I mean, I'm taking you to the newly promoted Champions League side, Aston Villa. Duran, who was actually linked with Chelsea, we haven't seen any movement yet. But then right now, Tottenham are really serious moving into that deal. And it looks like they want to make a swap deal, Lo Celso plus money to take Duran.
This is going to be a complicated move because even with the likes of Chelsea being linked with him, Aston Villa were still trying to prove stubborn. They did not want him to go. What Unai Emery is doing with his players, he's trying to tell them that they should give him at least one season to end with this season, and then anywhere you want to go, you can leave. Because he has Champions League to play. And mind you, if Champions League doesn't work out and he's able to at least become third in his group, you should know that he's going for Europa. So whatever happens this season, he's playing in the European competition. And he needs quality.
Ima, taking you to PSG. It looks like PSG have turned their ways to Joshua Kimmich. It looks like the Evans is too expensive for them, and they are actually looking forward to switch to Joshua Kimmich. Do you think it's a realistic deal for Joshua Kimmich, moving from Bayern to PSG?
I heard rumors concerning a player that He chose about three teams he wants to move from Bayern to. If not any of those teams, then he'll be staying at Bayern ahead of Arsenal, Barcelona, and Real Madrid. For Joshua Kimmich, his performance for Bayern Munich has never been in doubt. The guy is a great player, and he moving to Paris Saint Germain, it will be a great addition to the Paris Saint Germain team. But Paris Saint Germain is now lost, and they don't know the project that they are doing. With Mbappe going out of the club, you are now left to players like Ousmane Dembele, Goncalo Ramos, and the other guys. So I don't know what he's going to add up to the team. But for me, I think Joshua Kimmich should just stay at Bayern Munich.
To add to that, Kemek have said that his wages, he takes 20 million at the end of the year. And looking at his wage bill, the only team that can be able to afford him is PSG currently. So that is why PSG has had it that they can go for him and get him. And what Ima said is true because right now Mbappe is no more. We know of Enrique. Enrique knows how to build a team. Just look at what he did with the Spanish national team. So he's going to build a new PSG team, but then everything depends on the player. But look at the wage bill. That is why PSG is interested in him.
Jadon Sancho situation looks like he's going to be away from Manchester United. Juventus are really interested, and Dortmund, who he spent his whole season last season, did not actually have to move to him, or they haven't actually made any movement yet. Juventus are ready to sell Chiesa to get money to get Jadon Sancho. Eddie, as United fan, what is life in camp without Jadon Sancho?
All right, so it's very sad to be talking of Jadon Sancho in such a manner. He is such a young talent. We saw his performance in Borussia Dortmund during the season, and I think I was expecting Dortmund to probably sign him on a permanent deal, but it didn't go that way. And he finding his way back to United. I think he has lost the love for Manchester United. And the only way to get him out is probably sell him to other clubs as well. And I think a lot of clubs came in for him, but he only made it clear that he is only interested in a move to Juventus. And now for Juventus to financially they have to get a player out before they can sign Jadon Sancho.
Chelsea, actually, it looks like one of the left back might be leaving Chelsea, and the deputy captain is linked with Manchester United. That is Ben Chilwell, and probably with Chelsea, we know that selling Ben Chilwell will get a lot of money for them, and a lot of fans are buying into that idea because we have enough left backs right now. They have signed up Vega guy because of central defense, but then he can also play as a left back. So this is an update from Chelsea as well, and also Kepa will be moving out of Chelsea this season. Mason Greenwood linked to Marseille and is almost 90% completed. What do you think about that deal? Because there's a lot of controversy in that deal as well.
Mason Greenwood is a talent. He's pure talent. He's pure class. He showed it for all the world to see. Unfortunately, for the past seasons, we all knew what happened. That created a dent in his image. But then he has had an opportunity to go to the French League 1 to go and perform with Marseille. I think it's a good move. The only problem is that some of the Man U fans too are saying that looking at his quality and leaving him to go, I think he can do well in United. But we all know what is happening with the likes of the feminine side of the United. The politics around United. So I think it's a good deal for him. He should go there. He should start over, especially going to have a young coach who has also promised the fans what he's going to do for the fans. I think it's going to be exciting. We are going to see much more of Greenwood. So I think it's a good deal, and I hope he does well.
Lunin linked to Arsenal. Is this still something feasible? Because we've not heard anything yet, and Real Madrid is waiting for confirmation to actually move to Diego Costa. And I think the price is around 60, 70 million euros for Diego Costa, and the agent have actually tried to introduce the player to Real Madrid. What do you think about Lunin move to Arsenal?
For me, choosing between Aaron Ramsdale and Andre Lunin, I'll choose Aaron Ramsdale over Andre Lunin because he's just a one season player that we've seen. But we've seen Aaron Ramsdale in post for Arsenal before. So I'll choose Aaron Ramsdale over Andre Lunin. But he coming to the club too won't be bad. Since Aaron Ramsdale too wants to push for a move to other clubs to also continue with his career, I think Arsenal should just keep an eye on the keeper because now they are not like very good goalkeepers on the market. So if you get a keeper like Andre Lunin, you have to be sure and you have to be fast to get his signature because age wise and everything, the guy is young. He can give you more years. So I think they have to keep an eye on him.
Chelsea have actually signed a young player about 88.5 million from Atlanta. Caleb Woolley will be signed, or the deal has already been processed, it's been completed. Now it's just left with introducing him and loan him to Strasbourg. I mean, how about the goalkeeper Diego Costa? Is it because of the 3 saves he made in the Euro? That's why his market value have increased and Real Madrid is going in.
Okay, so when it comes to the goalkeeping issues, I think there are lots. Per the information reaching me, is that super agent, of course, has linked his clients to Real Madrid. But then they're all looking at what will happen with the Lunin situation. Arsenal has been in contact with Lunin, and information reaching me right now is Manchester City is also in contact with Lunin because there was an offer given to Edison to go to Saudi Arabia. So if you see the circle of this goalkeeping fanatics is something that we have to keep an eye on. Now Costa is a good keeper. He's young and I think he can do some good saves. But then if Lunin is staying, I don't think Real Madrid is bringing in the other keeper. But then if Lunin has to leave, definitely a keeper will be brought. But looking at the amount price tag on Costa, I don't think Real Madrid will ever go for such an amount.
Eddie, Ugarte, Manuel Ugarte, it looks like United are now serious because they are facing competition from Liverpool and also Juventus and Real Madrid as well. And now PSG have also increased the price there for United.
Manuel Ugarte. You know, United have been after this player for such a number of time now, and now other clubs are also showing interest. So it's going to it's made it a very difficult competition for Manchester United. But I think since we went in earlier, I think the player too has shown interest in coming to Manchester United. So I think Manchester United is going to get the signature of Manuel Ugarte from I think PSG.
Tottenham and Manchester City are battling to release the or to trigger the release clause of Eze, which is £60 million. Who do you think will probably get that signature from Crystal Palace?
Between and Eberechi is it from Crystal Palace, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's been a prospect. Looking from his performance from last season, Eberechi gave Crystal Palace the best of performances in the Premier League. Moving to Manchester City will just hurt his career. It's high time he tries a new move. Maybe he'll just go to Tottenham Hotspur because that place he will just get a playing time. But with Manchester City, we saw what went on with this player Calvin Phillips from Leeds United. For me, the way he's playing for Crystal Palace, he can either play another season for Crystal Palace or he will just make a move to Tottenham Hotspur. Maybe Ange Postecoglou will just know how to blend him with James Maddison in the middle so that they will get the best out of him.
Sammy, him thinking about trophies, do you think he will move to Tottenham? If like because Tottenham we all know trophies is something that they are still going to add into their cupboard.
An update reaching me right now is that Man City has come out with a statement that they are not going for him. That means it's a fair play from Crystal Palace trying to increase the price of the player. So right now, City has sidelined himself from the deal. But I think it's going to be a good deal moving from Crystal Palace to Tottenham.
Fikayo Tomori has also been linked to us now, and I think that would also be a good addition to the team. You've seen him in the Italian Serie A for about a season or two now,
No,
and his
almost three
performance.
seasons now. Because
Yes,
during
yes,
Lampard's
from
season, that
yes, coming from Chelsea and his performance, I think Fikayo Tomori is the latest update now, being linked to Arsenal. So I think Arteta and his management are doing slow but quite job. Just coming very hard. Yeah.
Marc Guehi too is not also thinking of not renewing his contract in Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
We want to also consider another options as well. Like Manchester United also being linked with him. So let's see how things will turn around.
Hey.
Moru.
More for improvement. And thank you very much, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. And if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And we are gonna see you in the next video. Euros are happening today and tomorrow, and we will give you post-match updates on the Euros. And remember Copa America as well, because I think you guys love Copa America as well. And thank you very much. See you. Ciao.